Alright, so it's Mike and Kathy at home at
Mike,
the movies.
Kathy?
This is going to be the first one. It's the Happy Elf.
Oh yes, the Happy Elf.
Okay. It is animated.
Very animated.
It's based off the Harry Connick Jr. song, which was the Happy Elf.
Love Harry Connick Jr.
Not so much on the Happy Elf, but we'll get into that. It's not a horrible movie. The first thing I'm going to say is I don't appreciate the computer-generated animation on there. It's just done to death on everything these days. I think it's probably because it's cheaper, but I'm just getting tired of it. What do you want to say about the story? It's
First of all, I would like to say Santa was way too thin.
you thought he was too thin?
He was too thin up top.
Okay, well, I'll give you that.
Santa's supposed to be round. He's not supposed to look like a pear.
He's not a bowling ball.
He's not supposed to, but he just was, it was just not right. He was not in proportion.
Okay, well, would you say that he was better or worse than the Santa Claus in the Polar Express?
Way worse.
You think he was worse?
I like the Santa and Polar Express.
Fair enough. I also think that in proportion to elves and Santa Claus in this movie as opposed to Polar Express, the elves were almost Santa Claus's size in this movie.
Yeah, it wasn't elf realistic.
Yes.
As elf realistic can be.
I'm still trying to figure out why elves who all live in the same area have different accents.
And elves shaving? There was one elf that had 5 o'clock shadow, and that kind of threw me off a little.
Okay. Well, anyway, let's get back into, it's actually the story of a very, very happy elf. It's not just the fact that he's a happy elf, he's a little too happy. He's excitable, he's on a caffeine high, would you say?
I think he should be cut off from all caffeine and sugar.
He's one of those characters that everybody's probably familiar with. He's just too happy all the time. He's happy at work, he's happy being miserable. he gets joy in everything no matter what. They make him do paperwork which is stacked to the ceiling and he's happy doing it. He actually finds something fun to do. It's insane.
Yes.
Yes, insane. So
and
anyway,
then the best part is they showed him in a coffee shop drinking coffee, which
explains a lot. Basis of the story is he finds a whole town in a, what would you call that, a valley?
Yes.
They say that they're surrounded on either side by mountains, but I don't think that's the case.
It looks more
I
like
think
cliffs.
It looks like almost like the Grand Canyon closed
Yes.
in, and they threw a town in the middle of it, and they have coal as one of their main exports.
But it doesn't burn.
I don't understand that concept, but whatever.
Non-flammable coal.
I'll let it go. It's a non-flammable coal. And
Sounds
they
like
also have
diamonds
a
to me.
factory where majority of town works, where they make question
marks.
Didn't understand that at all.
No, me neither.
Um,
But it was the what factory.
It was the what factory.
It's called
Now,
the what factory.
I'll give them props for trying to think of things that are clever, but
It wasn't clever.
it was just there. Harry Connick Jr. is the narrator of the thing. I love Harry Connick Jr., but this was a little goofy. For some reason, Harry Connick Jr. as a narrator is a guy who's walking around town with a keyboard and a, what would you, trumpet?
Horn, yeah, some kind
Sort of horn tied to him. He's like a one-man band. You know, one of those guys you see, he's got the drums and the keyboard and blah, 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 blah.
And he runs into these children who were fighting.
Who are fighting and tells them a story to get them to behave.
Yes.
Typical, I want to say typical storyline of going to town, the town that is always on the naughty list, and they go in and try to save the town.
The way they saved the town was kind of different.
Yeah, I'll give them that. And it's a happy ending, and it's not a horrible movie, it's just odd.
Elves with tasers.
I don't understand that. Elf security team.
Elf security team with tasers. They tasered Yubi the elf.
Which is a little peculiar, and I don't understand why you would have a taser in a children's cartoon, but you know.
Yes, I agree.
Modern times, I also didn't understand why we're making toy cars that
Bounce.
bounce. You know,
With loud music.
a lot of bass and hydraulics in a toy car. Just trying to get a modern aspect of it, I guess, but
Didn't like the taser.
didn't care for the taser. I understand that, and I looked while we were watching the movie and saw you make a notation of that because to me it just seemed wrong to have tasers in a
In a
children's
Christmas- cartoon. Yeah.
children's
movie.
Christmas cartoon.
Mm,
Um,
bad.
I don't mind the rest of the movie. There's just I think it's just another victim of let's try and crank something out here.
Yeah.
Throw some stuff in the computer.
Throw a bunch of
Let's see if we
ideas
can-
together. Don't really
Let's
match
see.
them up. Just
Let's-
do them.
Yeah, let's see if we can't cash in on Harry Connick Jr.'s song and turn it into a story. It's not a horrible story, but it's also nothing that's you haven't seen before. There's no originality.
No.
No. It's an off-the-wall crazy character. He's annoying to all the other elves, which I appreciate the fact that Santa Claus is actually not a jerk in this one, like in some of the other old cartoons.
But what
where
was with the other elves? They were nasty. They
Yes,
were
they were
not
nasty.
nice
Well,
people. They were not nice people.
they're not happy elves.
But I
I
mean, they
understand.
were point blank not nice.
No, I know.
They were cranky.
They were cranky elves because Hubie's annoying.
But elves aren't supposed to be cranky.
No, wait, it's not Hubie, it's Eubie.
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 E-U-B, as in Eubie Blake.
Hubie Blake?
Yes.
Who's Hubie Blake?
He's a jazz musician.
Aha, well, there you go, because the Harry Connick Jr. reference got it.
Yes.
I'm not going to put Happy Elf up on the list of you Christmas gotta have 'ems, but I'm not going to put it on the bottom of the list of you don't want to see 'ems. If you pick
Is
it up,
there a Christmas movie that's on the bottom?
Christmas movie that's on the bottom,
Could it be Santa Claus Conquers the Martians?
I will give Santa Claus the Conquers the Martians the bottom of the list, sure.
There you go. Bottom of the list, Santa Claus Conquers the Martians.
Just because it's weird.
But that's another story for another day.
Horrible. Horrible. Anyway, this is not that low in the
No.
scheme of things.
It's no elf,
If you happen to find a
but
copy
it's
of,
no Santa Claus Conquers the Martians.
if you happen to find a copy of Happy Little Elf or Happy Elf or
The Happy
whatever,
Elf.
The Happy Elf is what it's called, in the $5 bin or for 30 cents used on Amazon or in somebody's garage sale, pick it up for whatever you happen to find it for.
Don't pay full price.
I wouldn't pay more than $10 for this movie. I would encourage you to pay less than $10 for this movie if you find it anywhere. If it's less than $10, then fair enough. It's a good deal. After that, not so much.
Right.
In a line of modern Christmas movies, doesn't rate up there with Elf.
No.
What else has come out recently that we
Polar Express.
There's nowhere as fantastic. There's a movie that can pull off computer
Yeah, they did that
imaging and stuff
classy.
like that. They went a lot. They went with a lot on that. This was also a straight to DVD feature. It's like any of the new cartoons,
Right.
any of the Transformers
They
things
do
that
it
they do
cheap.
with the here's a nickel, goes make me a cartoon. So recommend it to a point.
If you've run out of movies to watch,
If you find it for $5, pick it up. It's not horrible. The kids will enjoy it. Just
music's not horrible.
it's okay. It's Harry Connick Jr. You can't really go wrong, but it's not some of his best music.
To be honest with you, started to doze off a little, but I'm
I
tired
kept
today, so.
I kept nudging you to wake you up so you wouldn't miss anything. But again, $5, it's okay. Above $5, it's okay. Not above $10.
No.
And that would be the end of the Happy Elf review. Happy Elf review. I'm really going to
You
get this
can't
name
say
down.
that one.
I don't know why.
Why?
I don't know.
You don't
It's
know?
just awful.
It's just
awful.
awful, awful.
Okay.
I like how you wore a red shirt for
I thought it
the
looked good.
Christmas.
I pulled the red shirt out of the closet and it said AT&T on it, so I figured I'd
Oh.
put it back. And,
Yeah.
no sponsorships.
Happy banter.
Happy banter. Anyway,
Wayne's World, party time, excellent.
that's not going to make it.
I had to do it.
Anyway, it was a good cuddle up. It was, what was that, an hour, probably?
Yeah, maybe. About an hour.
Wasn't bad until, so around Christmas time, if you find this movie for $5 and you want to sit down and relax, it's not horrible for children. They'll enjoy it. It's a little goofy. Kids will relate to that. Kids seem to like goofy characters. Just watch the taser thing. And that's it. Enjoy.
Bye.